Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Endless Legend. So we have a couple of things to do today. Number one, before we get back into our war footing, before we start thinking about all of the murder we're about to do, let's talk about settling. We need to continue to expand, and we really could use a source of glass steel. I'm also looking over here and seeing that we have some wine available. I do like wine quite a bit. So I'm wondering if maybe this is the direction we should expand next. And then maybe think about this region after that. I talked about how I think this area over here in Gulji is pretty cool, but I'm a little concerned about the shape of our nation if we take Gulji. It would take a long time for units that are like in Tid or on this front to get over and defend Gulji if it came under attack. Especially if you're planning to be at war a lot, it's a good idea to build a tightly packed nation where none of the cities are too terribly far from each other. The fact that our city in Arad is all the way on the eastern side is already pretty inconvenient, although I do think that this was a good settling location. So I'm thinking about Morris, maybe. No, Itleni, rather, doesn't really have a lot going for it. There's a couple of decent anomalies. Neither of them are particularly close to the river. Down here, we don't even have a river to work with. But we do have a fair amount of industry. This city would be kind of slow to grow. And we're talking about a lot of tiles where we're losing points of resources due to our inability to farm. But that gets less and less important as the game goes on, and you get better at compensating with dust and assistance from the other cities. So I'm thinking, as much as I like this pair of curiosities, this pair of anomalies next to each other, I don't think that this city would be able to grow very well from here, and as it is our third city, it is one that we probably will want to develop quite a bit. We're still early in the game. I'm thinking maybe here. It sucks to be 5 points of resource short. That basically like cancels out the extra value from the anomaly. Or you could think of it as the anomaly canceling out all that food loss. But we settle right here. We're not too far from being able to build into the ruby cactus fields, which sure do look like cacti with rubies growing out of them. And this gets us the glass steel. It gets us motion toward the wine and also toward what hopefully is going to be our territory before too much longer. I think we're just gonna like play directly into pink as quickly as we can. So that's the plan. We probably don't want to actually settle this until winter is coming to an end, because it's going to be hard enough for the city to grow with our inability to produce food from the terrain. We really need winter to end. So what we want to do probably is keep an eye on this timer and just try to predict the end of winter a little bit, build a settler as winter is ending, and get over here and found this. Like, the ideal turn to found this would be the first turn of the next summer, right? Unfortunately, our sense of how long the seasons are is pretty bad. We are not very scientifically gifted here. Okay, let's talk about war. The other thing, the thing we're going to be doing most of the video and most of the rest of the game. So here we have the Forager. I just put all the tier 1 armor on it because you should probably do that. They have pretty reasonable stats: 34 attack, 43 defense, 34 damage, and of course, the magic of a disease. I'm glad we did end up with an army hero who's disease immune, by the way. This is a fine unit. It's like pretty good relative to the types of units people usually start with. Then we have the Necrodrone. The Necrodrone, first of all, is considerably more upsetting looking. I don't know why, but this really bothers me. I find this faction to be very gross. I just threw some basic armor on them as well. 48 attack, 42 defense, 46 damage. This is a really, really good unit relative to first era units. It also is quite a bit more expensive, though. It has it has the ability to fly. It's really fast. It has sweep strike back emanating from the claws. Emanating is a weird word to use from that, but that's where it's from. It's because of the claws. The claws are really good. I like claws a lot. I like claws so much that I equipped our foragers with them as well. The other option for the foragers is the one-handed axe. Ranged Slayer will not be terribly relevant against the Forgotten, probably. We have seen that they are, they've assimilated the Birdmen, so they probably don't have any ranged units, is my guess. They will get ranged units eventually, Or wait, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to remember. Do they get their ranged unit in the second era? Because they definitely do get an archer. And when we start seeing those archers, we'll probably want to reevaluate our designs a little bit. For now, though, I feel comfortable getting in there with claws. It's worth noting that the one-handed axe has no damage on it. It's just 9 attack, whereas the claw is 12 attack and 10 damage. So it's also actually better at killing just like individual units. It's just that when we're fighting archers, we may want to have a shield for the sharp sense, and then also obviously range slayer is pretty cool. But I think these are the designs we're going for. I didn't put trinkets on them because it raises their cost pretty sharply. So the forager has about the same amount of defense as the necrodrone, but the necrodrone is better in actually every other way. The initiative is slightly higher for the forager as well. But we're talking about 108 industry versus 162 industry. So for every 2 necrodrones we build, we could have built 3 foragers instead. That means we probably don't want to go totally necrodrone in our armies. We want to vary this up a little bit just so that we can pack more troops in. Here we're looking at a 5-turn build on a necrodrone. That's almost all of the industry from 5 turns, whereas here is exactly 3 turns worth of build. So I think we're going to go like couple of foragers. We'll build necrodrones in the capital because they're faster and they'll be able to catch up to us a little better. That's going to be our starting army. 2 necrodrones, 2 foragers, this forager, and I guess give me 1 more. Now all necrophage units spread the disease with the same effectiveness, and they all spread the same disease. So part of the value of the foragers is as a disease delivery vector, and that's not really dependent on too much of their stats, except that obviously the necrodrones are better at getting the disease onto ranged units because they're faster and they can get over to them. Alright, let's keep going. We're going to try to get to this ruin because it would be cool, and also it'll be a nice bit of XP for Karis who could use it, and also it'll be information about Pink, which we need because we're, trying to do a thing. Now, people have pointed out in the comments of the last couple of videos that I have not been using spies at all, which is true. There's a lot of mechanics in the game. We've been busy, but we should use spies. Spies are very valuable as a way to remove fortification from enemy cities before attacking them, and that is I was waiting to see what they were going to do. Okay, well, obviously we have to retreat here. So I see a settler in the city. They have a ton of these guys. You'll notice stats very comparable to our necrodrones. Okay, well, retreat. We'll figure out what to do with him in a second now that we don't have to rush to it anymore. We got our 20 influence. I do love population, but I also love war. You can get those necrodrones out pretty quickly. We're also going to need to start mining that gold. But I could probably wait until after the necrodrones. Let's get the 2 necrodrones out now. We'll worry about food in a little bit. We're also going to do... I think we're going to do this thing. I know unit cost reduction is meaningful, but falling behind on research is a really good way to die. So these guys are faster than I am. If I try to sprint for the ruin, they will catch me. Yeah, we pretty much just have to back up. So what am I losing by not getting that lust for loot? 80 dust and 15 emeralds. And the 15 emeralds is actually 130 die, right? Because that would be the last booster that we need for the legendary deed. Well, unfortunately, there's just not a lot we can do about it. As long as these guys are here harassing us. So let us instead talk about fighting some Harmonite. Guess we need to get some other units finished, because 2 militia is not going to be able to pull do this job, although we do get feeds on bones in this battle. That is true. Yeah, man, we need about 1 billion units, because I'd really love to have units in these garrisons that our heroes are getting XP, but also I would really love to have 2 or 3 armies running around the world and murdering. So, I don't know. I don't know what the plan is. Do we want to... Let's see, we have access to the marketplace, so we can sell units. That could be a way that we maintain fiscal solvency. We also are finishing... Yeah, you know what? I'm going to retrofit. Let's get this guy tough, because there's like a pretty good chance that we're going to be engaging in combat on this next turn. And the corpse pile's at 3, right? Sorry, the recycling counter is at 3. Okay. Oh, somebody beat us to tactical training. We were not close. It was pink, in fact. So, maybe a bad sign. Maybe an indication that pink just really has a lot of units. We should be able to handle this. I'm a little worried that we may see our hero get properly injured here. Let's just hold back for now. I mean, obviously we're going to be going at them with everything we have, but we're going to want to wait until the militia show up so that we can like really attack in force. I don't want to do any engaging on them 3-on-2, not when we could be engaging on them 5-on-2. Which is to say that we probably back up, we probably don't engage this turn either. So you guys just chill. You move to here. You move to here. We let them come forward one more time, and then we have at them. Okay, let's do it. Your job is to keep this guy locked up, and everybody else in the pool. Yeah, have him attack from there so that he's not in anybody's way. So, Forager is first, which is not totally ideal. Then you get in. Then you get in. Okay. I'm hoping we can kill or almost kill this guy on our turn. So the way the disease works, the way damage over time effects in general work, is that they deal damage to the unit at the beginning of its turn before it gets to do anything. So, if this guy was somebody who was not disease immune, he would die from the disease before he gets to deal any damage. And that'll be important to remember for later. Let's all have at this dude now. I'm just gonna leave this one militia to finish that job. Oh, that's a shame. 2 of our units can't actually get in there. Well, then I'm going to leave this hero to finish the job. Okay, you get that, you get that. Okay. Oh, right, that's a cliff face. Okay, you got to back off. You can't die. And as long as he doesn't die, we're going to be fine. Because, of course, our health regen is spectacular. Alright, 2 more for the pile, and also XP for heroes. Do I want to reduce unit costs even more? We could go after extra health regen. Oh, this is only on the army he's leading, though, not on all armies. Behind that, of course, there is cadaverous pesticides, which is awesome. But you know what? I think I'm going to take the other level of slave driver. We're going to really crash unit costs through the floor. Alright, we got to deal with these minor faction villages. I suppose let's get on that. So we'll merge up so that we have a little bit better reinforcement positioning and also for the extra attack. And then we'll have to take these guys out. And as the units are building, they will run forward. And once we're formed up, we will attack. Is this the last? Yeah, this is the last research of Arrow 1. We're probably going to want to go into meritocratic promotion pretty quickly. Cannon fodder is great, obviously, but it doesn't actually increase our military power, so we're going to want to do this after we finish increasing our military power. We also want to pick up the proliferator quickly, and we'll talk about the proliferator once we actually get access to it, but it's a very, very important part of our strategy. Okay, we're good on money. Yeah, I think that's a whole turn. Doesn't feel like a very impressive one, but So after we finish this Necrodrone, maybe that's when we put out the settler. It's really, really nice to have flying units. We probably want to chill here, right? Like, I don't actually want to attack now. Feeds on Bones is almost back to full health. We won't get the other... I'm not even sure if the other village would show up to the battle, but it's nice to know that it can't. So we're at 5 recycling counter. We'll get 4 more from cleaning this stuff up, and then we'll rebuild and we'll get all that extra food and stuff. And then I guess we'll be ready to go. So yeah, we're going to wait until the Necrodrone shows up, probably, to keep pushing here. We've hit Arrow 2. We can now see the Watchtower foundations. And also all of the other stuff. So hey, here's the thing I don't know. I don't know if the level of a unit is set when you put it in the queue or when you actually build it. So let's keep an eye on this guy and see if he comes out at level 1 or 2, because that's a thing we can know for sure. And also we'll just refresh these units in the queue. So now they're definitely going to come out at level 2 no matter which way that works. Okay, so next turn we'll be able to go in with another Forager and a Necrodrone, in addition to our units, yeah, basically being back at full health already. All this extra regen is nice. So, let's talk about plans. Obviously, we have some titanium, so we can build ourselves some decent weapons. We have the proliferator to research. We have the meritocratic promotion to research. I'm wondering if it's better to jam 6 units into the armies right away, or, man, proliferators are really important. Let's go proliferator first, then meritocratic promotion, then we'll worry about our equipment. Proliferators are very good. And also, actually, let's edit these designs and throw the tier 2 versions of everything on. It's not that expensive. I just did this one. You know, we might want to put improved movement on these guys, because right now these guys are slower than actually everyone else in the army. God, that's a lot of extra cost. But making them faster... yeah, alright. Making them faster is important, because the hero and the hero already has the improved movement trinket on. Although we could upgrade his improved movement trinket. And the Necrodrones are naturally 6 speed. So that'll make our whole army 6 speed. Means we should probably pull these guys out and put the new design in the thing. And you're already building that Necrodrone, so whatever, let's let it finish. Okay. Man, I love the proliferator. I'm very excited to get to use it. Okay, winter's over. Lovely. So we're actually, like, still having dust problems. That Forager's almost back at full health. Karis is actually at full health. I was kind of hoping that once winter ended, this number was going to look a lot better than it does. Yeah, we're going to have to maybe focus our next settle on a location with more dust than I otherwise would. Maybe we settle here or here. Get the Ruby Cactus Field right away. There's so much more industry here, though. I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do. Money's tough. Been having a lot of dust problems in a lot of games so far. Anyway, let's commit some gentle murders, some mild murders. We do also need to actually fix up Karis's gear as well, and that's going to be a thing that costs dust. So yeah, we gotta figure this out. We do have access to the marketplace, so we can build units for the purpose of selling them, which may be a thing we do. selling mercenaries off to fund our campaigns. Sounds like a real thing that probably actually happened at some point in military history. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing here. We want the units from the city to take as much of the brunt as possible. So everybody just get in a position where you are ready to murder, but don't actually get into murdering range. You don't want the murder popping off before we're prepared. Trying to pack everybody into spaces where we won't get fought before I am ready to fight. It's actually a little tricky. Thank God these guys only have one movement, otherwise this would not even really be possible. Okay, that's kind of what I was hoping for, actually. Oh, this is a forager, not a militia, though. You come back. You go over here and fight that guy. And unfortunately, low health forager is the lead unit. We'll let him get engaged in combat one time here, I think. So actually, though, if we're not hitting that guy, then we don't have any control over him, so I suppose we ought to. It's way more important that the hero hit than that the militia hit. So I guess, yeah, you can get over here. You can reach that space, which is cool. Oh, we actually don't have anybody attacking from here, and you... Yeah, you can't attack from the space I was motioning you toward. That's a cliff. Okay. Alright, that was really lucky. Alright, I'm gonna have this forager sit this next round of combat out. So it's gonna be the forager first, then this hero. Yeah, that's all fine. We don't need to give them terribly specific orders at this point. So now the question is, do we want to spend the stockpile we're about to get? Do we want to wait maybe until we have the settler out and use it to power up the city? Do we want to maybe hold until we have until the dust eclipse and then get a free unit from it? I'm inclined to do that. Just thinking, you know, we're at the point in the game now where our unit count is really important. It's going to take us quite a while. I mean, this is the city that has the guy who's reducing unit build costs by 24% too. We just need more industry. Okay, yep, we sure did not do that. Also, our boosters have run out, which means that we are still happy. When we found the next city, that's actually going to change. Our cities are going to drop to 60%, but we have the ability to build sewers now. So we can fix it that way. Which means we probably ought to queue the sewer up after the settler. Alright, I think we should be able to just go straight into this. You can see our units have already healed off the damage from the last battle. Okay. Yeah, same strategy. So they're probably... Only one of them is going to be able to enter this space, so one of them is going to try to split off and go around the other side. Let's just gather up. Don't have anybody attack just yet. Okay, never mind. No interest in splitting off. Okay, the magic of flight. So let's have the injured guy start flanking around. I'm not going to have him actually initiate combat here, but we are gonna go in on him this turn. Let's have Feeds on Bones be the one who starts it up. That's actually a really inconvenient positioning for us. We're going to have a number of units go for the flank. We'll have Feats on Bones hit here. We'll have this militia hit here. Necrodrone gets to hit from there. This guy just has to try to get closer. Actually, you do come in and throw one punch, just because we need somebody to hold all of the slots adjacent to the enemies on this side. Okay. Yeah, now we do this, and this. This guy bugs out. Alright, I think we're good. Alright, that's a stockpile. And now the pile is at 1. So, they settled this region. And are immediately building another borough, it looks like. That's probably where we start, right? That city's going to be weakest. We can get some more bodies from it. The capital garrison is full, although it's worth noting the capital does not have any fortification buildings. It just has base fortifications. Also, we are actually already losing money. I mean, we can assign some people to generate dust, although obviously that is not the place that I would like to be in. We need to be running gold boosters. Yeah. That'll help quite a bit. So, for right now, we cannot bring any more than 4 units into a single army. So we have one full army. And to be fair, this army is full of units that are actually good. Oh, hey, there were guys there. They were just stealthy. Resigo is definitely building toward all of that extra industry. And we need to be able to retrofit these guys. We're talking about 211 dust. Yeah, somebody's going to have to get moved to dust, unfortunately. Well, this city could afford to do it. Slows down the settle, which I don't like very much. This is already going to be like close to turn 40 when we put down. But we can't be negative on dust right now. We actually have to be positive, because we need retrofitting money. Yeah, okay. Maybe we end up selling one of these foragers or something. Also, this city now needs to build its food storage, or its seed storage. I'm going to not build this forager, because by the time this forager is done, we're going to be able to queue up a proliferator, and that is definitely the thing we want in the back of this army. So I think right now the plan is we come down here. This isn't very safe, though. Do I want to not do Indiana Bones and instead come up through Iron Taskmaster? This gets our faction quest done 1 skill point earlier. We also could just take Fast Healer, right? Hold on. Level 1 of the skill Fast Healer or 2 of No Idle Hands. So the plan could be just 1-2. And then we just start at the bottom of the faction tree and work our way up instead of worrying about all this other stuff. Yeah, actually, maybe that's the way to do this. As much as No Idle Hands is a better skill, it's not as good as the stuff that's actually in the tree that we're building toward. So do we want to come down here and just attack this city the moment we're able to do so? What is going to be the cost of the war declaration? That's not the right button. 38. Okay. So, definitely something we can handle. Because we could go after him, right? We could take him down. We could maybe actually just do this, but I'm less certain. This is far away from all his other stuff. His armies aren't going to be in position to do anything about it. My main concern with this is that if we attack here, even if we win, Tid is in considerable danger. But let's make this the plan for right now. We really do just have to continue producing units. At some point we have to build these sewers, at some point we have to get the Silic villages rebuilt. We just have too many things to do. Yeah, after we get the settler out, we're definitely going to have to keep producing from this city. Well, one problem at a time. Oh, I need to queue up a proliferator. Well, we should let the seed storage finish first, though, right? Oh, they're running around in my territory. Those are bodies for the pile. Oh no, Tid can participate. I'm fine with that. I don't know why you would assume that I wouldn't want that. They're just going to retreat. But I think you still get some XP when they retreat. It's at 29. By the way, I didn't specifically point it out, although I probably should have, but that Forager did come out of Tid at level 2, despite the fact that we started building it when we were in Arrow 1. So that's the answer to that. So yeah, they retreated, and we get to kill them for free at the beginning of next turn, which is really great for us. Way better for us than it is for a lot of factions. And let's talk now about the proliferator. First of all, it looks like that. Yeah. So I hope nobody was eating. maybe I could have warned you. The proliferator is a ranged unit. It doesn't do great damage. It's not no damage, but it's not great damage. It has very poor attack, so you usually won't actually get 32 out of it. But the real point of the proliferator is this parasitism ability. When a proliferator shoots an enemy unit, it infects it with a parasite. The parasite doesn't do anything by itself, but if a unit with the parasite debuff dies, it creates for us a new unit called a Battleborn at the end of battle. Every parasited unit is an incubator for free stuff, free guys. So this is part of how we're going to grow our army. At some point, we won't have to build quite so many troops anymore, because we'll be generating free troops from battle. So at the beginning, I think we just want to have one proliferator, because they really are much less effective than normal combat units. But as time goes on, we'll want to have like 1 or 2 in each army, and the proliferators will just create additional armies as we continue to win battles. These guys are really, really powerful. They have very poor combat stats. And unfortunately, we're talking about fighting an enemy that has flying units, pretty fast flying units. So we probably do actually have to put some defensive stuff. Sometimes, depending on who you're fighting in the early game, sometimes you can afford to leave your proliferators at their base design. We probably have to put armor on ours. The foot armor is 8 defense. Yeah, alright, that's worth the 12 industry. I'm not going to bother, I think, upgrading the weapon. Right now they're using claws, so they have sweep strike back. I think I'd rather have them with mage wands, so maybe we do want to upgrade the weapon, because this will cause any enemy hit by it to also have less attack. And then, yeah, I don't want it slowing the whole army down, so that's a pretty expensive unit. But like I said, we're not going to be building terribly large numbers of them. It would take 6 turns to produce it here. I think here is where we're doing it. Because, again, we're just talking about, like, movement speed and stuff. I'm much more comfortable building flying fast units in Irad, because flying units get to ignore terrain. They won't get held up by the forests. We do need to get roads. Like, proper roads would be good. Okay, so, this is how we're starting next turn, with an attack. Feel pretty great about that. And I think we do want to get the seed storage done. Yeah, the city needs to be growing, even though we're focusing on industry. Oh, hey, look, they built roads. Well, you know, a road does not know who walks on it. It's still value for us. So yeah, it looks like he probably got some XP from the retreat. It's hard to tell because we also finished building a thing in that city. Obviously, they're gonna... Oh, what I was about to say is obviously they're gonna try to actually fight us because retreating kills them, but they didn't bother. So 8 experience per unit, 3 cadavers, puts the pile back at 5? No, 4. Okay. That's going to be pink, mad about the thing we just did. No, we just met green. Show me where I met green? They got a unit close enough to the capital to see it. Okay, Ardent Mages. Purple is not going to act as a buffer between them and us. Oh man, is purple Vaulters again? It's non-stop with this stuff. Alright, well, I think we should fight pink, because pink's going to be mad at us now, in addition to the fact that I think they look weak, relatively. But we're going to have to deal with those Vaulters pretty quickly. So now, which plan? This city dies more easily. And remember that we actually get to take the city and use it for stuff. We are no longer burning cities to the ground. Yeah, let's claim the city and then immediately sweep our units up. And if they come down and reclaim it, I guess we'll let that happen. But it's way more important that Tid survive, obviously. So we're going to keep the Forager in the garrison here for the moment to provide a little bit of defense and also, of course, to provide XP to Feeds on Bones, who is going to have to be, hopefully, tough enough to hold. I mean, probably tough enough to hold until we get back, at least, right? So we can actually initiate the attack next turn, because they did finish the district. You can probably attack... Yeah, a district that is under construction probably counts as a tile you can attack. And if they just have 2 militia, I think we probably do that, if we just see 2 units in the garrison here. We did that, which is cool. We're about to spend that influence. Yep, just 2 units in the garrison. They've got this village all pacified for us. We just go for this, right? Yeah, we can see the whole area. Like, they definitely don't have any reinforcements. And if we siege this, not only are we not going to get much fortification damage in the first turn, but also I think their response is going to be dangerous. Let's declare. Let's do it. I do wish to end this Cold War. We, too, prefer reality to theory. That's a reference to the fact that the Forgotten don't have a lot of use for the concept of science. Not, I think, a great way to survive as a civilization, but, you know, they're doing okay, I guess. So these guys have 100 fortification on top of their normal 116 health. We're going to take some damage here, but we're also going to get a city. Hopefully, we're not going to immediately lose the game right afterward. So, is there any... There's not really any fancy shenanigans to pull here, I don't think. We just probably want to put the foragers a little bit closer so they can actually get in on the first turn. Let's do it. You attack from here, you attack from there, we lock those dudes up, and then we're going to focus on this guy because it's easier. Actually, we only have 3 move in battle, that's a shame. You have to move to here, then. Yeah, and then the other 2 will be able to handle that. Okay. The foragers run up and place the disease upon them. That's weird that this guy got the disease. I thought you didn't get the disease as long as you had you had to attack their actual health to give them the disease, but apparently that's wrong. Alright, well, that was easy enough. Let's have the foragers back off so we don't lose too much more health. It's important to try to spread your health losses as necrophages over the army as evenly as possible because of the amount of health regen you get. Man, this city has 6 population in it already. Also, 2 pacified cities means 4 points of extra food from Cull the Herd, which is awesome. And then let's let's start building units. Okay, so they're running out another settler. They still really want this region. I still really don't want them to have it. There's only 4 units in Nathan right now. I think we caught them at a bad moment. They definitely... This is not the same region, right? Yeah, it's not. You can see there's a small border here, and also when we're moused over this area, the border of this region isn't pulsating. So they have at least one more city. Probably more than that, because it's endless level AI with the community patch. But I'm gonna pop this forager out to play goalie a little bit here. I'm gonna not let this settler through, but I don't want to attack him right there because obviously the city garrison is still going to be a part of that. Okay, we are almost at enough dust. We're probably at enough dust to fix your equipment, right? So I think I want to go claws on this guy. And then also... No, I already did that. Yeah, again, we're not actually fighting ranged units right now, and axes in general are pretty bad weapons, like in terms of actual damage output. You can see 21 attack, 9 damage, or 21 attack, 8 damage on the axe versus 18. It does give him a little bit more initiative, but I like the damage. I'm a big fan of just damage. Okay. So we need this guy to step actually quite a few more tiles away, or we just need to get our army up here so that we would be able to fight their garrison straight up. Actually, I think that's the best version of this, right? We get our army into reinforcement range and then we engage on this guy, and if they want to do the whole thing, then we just do the whole thing. The corpse pile is at 6. So yeah, I really, man, it feels a little greedy, but if we can get a good Eclipse corpse pile spend off of this, it's going to be really, really great for us. Alright, so we're going to mash the heck out of this button to get our army in range, and then we're going to attack that settler just the moment we can. And we're considerably faster than he are, thanks to the movement. Oh no, they're getting away. Okay, we're still in range. Ah, they managed to move an extra guy in range too. No, absolutely participate. What are you doing? So we see an assassin, pretty good combat stats. These guys are neat. The acrobat trait that you can see there allows them to actually move through our units, which means that they have a type of mobility that's difficult to control. And then the base forgotten units have the dual wield trait that lets them equip a weapon in each hand instead of having to go shield in the offhand. They only get half the stats from the equipped weapon, but they still get all of its properties. So like they can have a sword in one hand and an axe in the other. The axe doesn't give them all the stats, but they still get both Infantry Slayer and Range Slayer if they do that, which is pretty neat. Yeah, let's definitely fight. Okay, that's kind of what I figured. If we kill this guy, we do get another... We will have another whole stockpile. So we have to be a little bit careful here. There's some trickery that may transpire. If we attack this guy again at the beginning of the next turn, which we will certainly do, and we include our army as a reinforcement, it spends the army's action point. If they choose to fight, but don't include their armies as reinforcements, then their armies will still have their action points. We'll kill this guy, all of our action points will be out, and then they'll be able to engage with their assassin on this dude, and fight him as the assassin and the garrison, since they both have action points, and we won't be able to reinforce because we don't have ours. So we have to be a little bit cautious about how we do this. I don't want to just lose a unit for no reason. Also, religious fervor, that's pretty cool. We have a lot of curiosities, or anomalies rather, so we're getting big payout from religious fervor. Okay, over here we can start producing more necro drones, right? I don't think it makes sense to build the sewer system. Oh, no, it totally does. And then more necro drones. Okay, where are we putting this guy down? Over here, somewhere? Yeah, take this path to start with. We'll decide the actual tile later. So we picked up another titanium mine. We picked up... Oh, they had already built the wine extractor. That's so nice. Other people's territory is always so nice. Also, for some reason, I thought our recycling counter was at 7. So this guy alone will not fill it. I think this is fine. I think what we got to do here is, again, mash the button, start the attack, or maybe start the attack, then mash the button. Go ahead and include this army as reinforcements in case they decide to try to defend the settler, and then just quickly try to have the forager run behind these dudes. Or toward our city, maybe? I don't know. But yeah, I feel okay going for this. That is what we are going to do. We have the proliferator building. It's a little under 100 dust per turn, it looks like, so we probably won't be able to rush any turns off of him unless something pretty miraculous happens because of the way our dust is working right now. Alright, let's go. Let's do it. I think I want to lock this immediately when the turn starts. Oh, notice... Actually, maybe... Well, no, let's do it. Notice Nathan gained 2 units. We're going to go ahead and do this. Yeah, they're able to just build 2 units at a turn. It's no problem for them. What with the infinite infinite resources and everything. And have this dude move away and have these guys move forward. And we can sort of protect him. Meritocratic promotion finishes next turn, which means we can actually merge him into the army proper and take advantage of the army attack boost. Interesting that they're moving units away from Nathan at a time like this, except they're not. They just flew that unit in a big circle? Not really, you know, it's hard to tell with the AI what exactly they're trying to do. Okay, I was hunting for these guys. Let's engage that dude at the beginning of the next turn. We won't bring this army in as a reinforcement, but this close to the city, we can just go us and the city against him. That'll get us our second stockpile. You have your move. So the city will be back at happy. I don't have any idea what we're looking at in terms of reinforcements, or in terms of Empire Plan. Because we're going to have 4 cities. And unfortunately, we won't really know whether he's bringing a unit down to retake Relye until it happens, because a lot of his armies are going to be invisible like this. Okay, he doesn't get to include the city garrison, which is almost a shame. I kind of want him to. God, if we could get Nathan, look at how many citizens are in there. So we do not include the Gazdruk Swarm, but we do include Tid's reinforcements. I assume he will just retreat here, since that's what they've been doing. Nope, it's just he's going to do whatever I think he's not going to do. Well, there's no reason for this guy to take any damage. You just play defense. We'll let our city units handle it. Straight for the hero. You gotta give him points for bravery. Alright, onto the pile with you. So now... they only have 4 units actually in the garrison. But... yeah. But this is happening. We're still 4 turns off of our proliferator being in position. Hey, this guy moves to here no matter where he's... Oh, that's bad. That's pretty bad. That's not very good at all. Strangely, they're not attacking. So we can put down the city right now for improved safety. These guys aren't that tough. I don't think they could take the city. We could turn around and go back and try to fight for it. it would be good to kill more of their units. So if we turn around... Yeah, let's go take out this group of 3 guys. We may put the city down in this location right now. 41264 versus like 2975. It's actually right. That's not 4 dust. I was gonna say it's not even that much less dust, but I'm looking at an influence value there, and we can expand out pretty quickly. 3847. Really like 12 industry. If we put down right now, we can run this dude over and be able to like actually attack these guys at the beginning of next turn with a militia. I wish he still had his action point so we could do it right now. Also, are we actually we're minus 16 with everybody in this city on dust? Ugh. And that's with Empire Mints in all of our cities too. Dust is tough, man. Dust is tough. Yeah, let's put the city down. And we do this, and now these guys are in considerable danger. That'll put our main army in the battle. They'll probably just retreat, but, you know, what are you going to do? You probably need to focus on industry. Let's get this mill foundry built, and then we'll go back to worrying about food. On the whole, I think things are going pretty well, but we have to be really cautious with how we negotiate this war. And I really wish we had the dust to retrofit these 2 foragers, because, man, it would be nice for this army to have 6 move. Alright. So at the beginning of the turn, we need to mash this button, move these guys forward, and then try to catch these dudes. They probably will have started moving by then, but we do what we can. Also, I cannot wait for that proliferator to be done. Oh, it's Dust Eclipse time. Alright, next turn, it's Dust Eclipse time. Come on. Get in there before they move, get in there before they move. There we go. Alright, that's a big win for us. They're going to retreat. And it kind of looks like they're not planning to move. Okay, so next turn we can pop the food stockpiles. Which we do. We do now have 2 of, right? Yeah, so next turn we pop the food stockpiles in TID. Which gives TID more production power and also some free dudes. And then we actually get to like search some temple ruins and stuff. That'll take care of our dust issues for a moment. Maybe it'll give us enough dust for the retrofits. We have to hope. So you guys are not moving anywhere. Yeah, we attack here, and then we move this army back to the north to defend Tid. They're bringing in... See, this is a real problem for them. They need to stop putting a single Arpula in their armies because it makes them visible. So now they're up to Assassin 4s, which don't actually seem to have a lot better stats than the Assassin 2s. I wonder if this was like a... they changed to axes and then back to swords or something. Oh, see, these ones don't have improved movement. Probably what they did was they changed designs to a unit they could afford to buy out, and then changed design back to something that has improved movement. But that means that some of these armies are slower. And hey, it's another player. It's the Kapaku. Boy. This is the part of the game where if we were playing any other faction, I'd be trying to make friends with the purple or something. We need to not be at war with everybody all at once. Also, they put another city up during wartime near my... Okay. Alright, that's their prerogative. They get to behave how they want to behave. Alright, corpses for the corpse pile. Skulls for the skull throne. Give me your skulls. You don't need them. You're not even really using them. Give. Yes. Okay, do we want to use the food stockpiles in Mores instead of in Tid? Maybe. Oof, they have a lot of units. They have a lot of units running around inefficiently, though, so that's good for us. Alright, let's minimize the incoming damage to our real units here. These guys have 3 move each. All 3 of them. Very low health. We can stand right there. You just stay put for the moment. Actually, I set us up too far forward. We're fighting. Whatever, it's fine. So yeah, be in attack mode. Because this guy's going to run up to here and hit us. Something tells me we'll be okay. We have a smallish advantage. This guy actually, I think, is going to die at the beginning of his turn. Yeah, just before doing anything. The magic of the disease. Alright, three more bodies for the big pile. And then we're looking around for confluxes. Like this one. It gives a minus 40% upkeep. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to have this guy join this army, even though we're going to lose a little bit of mobility here. Because I want all 5 of these units to get that conflux effect. 131 dust. My god, it's beautiful. And then we're going to have that guy jump back out of the army. Because he's going to grab this and maybe that, while the army heads back up north. Looks to me like we may have to play a little bit of defense. So that being the case, I think Tid does get both of the stockpiles. So just to clarify what we're doing here, during eclipses, recycled stockpiles also create a Battleborn in the target city. This is the type of unit that is created by the proliferator. So we're going to go... Tid gets a bunch of food. And there you go, 2 Battleborn. 72 attacks, 70 defense, 54 damage. Actually, a very good unit at this point in the game. You can't retrofit them or put gear on them in any way, so that's a downside, but also they only have 4 move. But at this moment, a Battleborn is pretty phenomenal. Let's have one of them pop out of the garrison. Well, I was gonna have them grab these 2 ruins, but actually we should save that. The hero can get XP. Is that that's an empowering conflux. Can we get to that? I don't think so, right? We don't have enough move. So they're probably going to get that. That's a little unfortunate for us. But it looks to me like they intend to go on the offensive, which I think is a good thing for us. You know, with the way we have to position and stuff, I'm not trying to debate whether I think it's worth saving this for the hero, just for that little bit of XP. I mean, I say a little bit of XP. It's like 8, right? It's 6 or 8. And it's pretty significant at this point still. Alright, so let's get level 1 of Fast Healer, even though it's not a very good skill. Just to move our faction quest forward. Got 15 gold, which we cannot use, but it gets us closer to being able to pop a gold booster. With the hero Kairis assigned to an army, search the unspoiled ruins in Umalna to get the fungal laboratory. Kairis must be the governor of the city to build it. Okay, well... Where's Umalna? We've definitely seen that. Umalna's down here, so it's that ruin. It is not that ruin. It's a ruin down here somewhere. That's inconvenient. That might be a semi-distant future sort of thing. All right, so we're getting pretty close to being able to do this retrofit. If we get lucky with a couple more of these ruins, we're in good shape on that. So you just get back in the city. Stop being an army unto yourself, which is painful to us. So we're going to see a birth this turn, and then we're going to get another stockpile next turn. The size of the food pile here is 418, so that's not going to be even close to another birth next turn, but still, it's helpful. It's good. We're gonna get our proliferator online, and then the episode's gonna end, and we'll start using it next turn, or next episode. I don't feel too bad about this war, though. I think there's a lot of good stuff going on here. I'm glad we clipped those dudes that were down there. They don't go for the conflux. Wonder if the AI is just really not, like, set up to understand the importance of that. Wow, they have a lot of units. What the hell? Why do they get to have so many units already? Well, a lot of them are pretty bad. And I think we want to not attack this turn. Because we could snap the Battleborn out and attack, right? But I think we want the Proliferator in that battle. So that's 85 dust. Then we got to get over to this thing, which is going to be easiest to do this way. This guy's actually almost done building. Hopefully, we're about to pass 50% ownership of this city, so hopefully the city will get its proper garrison. Alright, so next turn we get the Proliferator. We're about to get the Necro Drones. We're about to get another unit of Necro Drones. We're about to have a big battle. So actually, you know what? Maybe this would be a good place to stop for the day. Because this will be a fun opening for the next episode. The Proliferator battle and everything. Although, we're definitely going to want to declare pretty quickly because we don't want them to have the time to get another unit into range. And if we initiate on them, I think we probably just want to initiate on this unit here. Yeah, okay. So that'll be the plan. Next battle, we're going to run up here and attack like that. Our next, at the beginning of next turn, which is the first thing we'll do. Run up here, attack like that, and we'll have ourselves a great big battle. And if this goes our way, I can't imagine it's a good sign for them, right? Like, if this goes our way, we're going to get so many cadavers. We're going to be able to spawn a bunch more Battleborn. And then we're just going to, a big wave, a carpet of bugs over to Nathan. I think we might actually eliminate another player. This is going so much better than the last couple of games did. So, that's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time. The blood will be spilled. Probably theirs. I'm hoping theirs. Fingers crossed. And we'll see you then.